Warning! Kinda Murdery contains adult themes, explicit language, and descriptions of violence. It is not suitable for anyone, and we recommend you stop listening now.
True crime with a dash of the paranormal, the garish, the strange, and the darkly comic. I'm Zevon Odelberg, host of Kinda Murdery, a podcast that's about more than just murder. It's my very own pocket dimension, home to a curated collection of bizarre and compelling stories, the unsolved, the unsettling, and the unbelievable. I cover it all, just so long as it's kinda murdery. A big holiday hello to all of you out there. Just like it says in the intro, I am Zevon Odelberg, and this is Kinda Murdery. Today, we're going to delve into a world where the line between humor and horror blurs, and the iconic figure of jolly old Saint Nick sometimes takes on a more sinister, and other times a more hilarious, hue. Picture this. The holiday season, a time of twinkling lights and merry songs where children's laughter rings through festively decorated malls. Here, Santa Claus sits enthroned, a symbol of joy and generosity. But not all Santas embody the spirit of the season. In this episode, we expose the underbelly of this festive tradition where some who don the red suit are far from the benevolent figures we expect. Some of the kinda murdery Santas you'll be meeting in this episode include Gropey Claus, Drunky Claus, the Krazy Kringle of Woodland Hills, and a couple that I didn't give a cute nickname to and I'm just calling a horrific betrayal of trust. Yes, I'm warning you now. Unfortunately, tragically, not all of these bad Santa stories are as funny as the movie starring Billy Bob Thornton. So, as we proceed through this list, alternating between the lighthearted and the gravely serious, I invite you to witness the full spectrum of these real-life Santa stories. Each tale is a reminder that even in the most joyous of seasons, reality can take an unexpected turn. Stay tuned as we continue to unravel the mysteries behind these Santas, some who've stumbled humorously off the path, and others who've veered disturbingly into the shadows, lurching into the horrible embrace of human moral corruption. I'd like to quickly note that although this is a, quote, top 12 or bottom 12 list, if you will, I'm not presenting these Santas in an actual ranked order. Otherwise, I'd be telling you about all the hard-to-take ones right in a row at the end of the episode, and I don't think that's the best way to tell a story. So, thank you for trusting me on that, and now, please do join me as we uncover what truths we can and solve what mysteries we may. Kinda Murderies. Bad Santas, the 12 worst real-life shopping mall Santas, starts now. Our first entry on the Bad Santas list is number 12, Gropey Claus, Hanover, Massachusetts, 2013. In the bustling Hanover Mall, amidst the laughter of children and the snapping of festive photos, a shadow falls over the holiday spirit. It's 10 years ago, 2013, and Herbert Jones, a 62-year-old man donning the iconic red suit and white beard of Santa Claus, stands accused of a crime that doesn't exactly fit in the spirit of the holiday season. This particular Santa, a figure expected to embody warmth and safety, allegedly crossed a line that no Santa should ever cross. An 18-year-old girl dressed as an elf and working alongside him in the festive photo booth becomes the center of a disturbing incident. Her job to spread holiday cheer turns into a nightmare when she accuses Jones of groping her and uttering crude comments, a stark contrast to the joyous role he was supposed to play. The police are called and the allegations are serious: indecent assault and battery. Jones, steadfast in his denial, pleads not guilty but finds himself entangled in the consequences of his alleged actions. Released on a $1,000 bond, he faces a ban from the Hanover Mall. His role as Santa indefinitely suspended as the legal proceedings unfold. Number 11. The Toxic Hockey Santa of Toronto. It's 11 years ago now, 2012, in a Toronto mall. A place usually brimming with holiday cheer and excited children eagerly awaiting their turn to meet Santa Claus. But for one little boy, his encounter with Santa is anything but merry. Dressed in a shirt supporting his favorite hockey team, the Maple Leafs, he steps up to meet Santa, unaware of the shocking comment that awaits him. This Santa, rather than offering a jolly greeting or a hearty ho, 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 delivers a harsh critique of the boy's beloved hockey team. "Oh, you're wearing a Toronto Maple Leafs shirt. You shouldn't be wearing that. They suck," he remarks bluntly. The words, striking a cold blast of winter air, leave the young fan in tears, his excitement turned to distress. The incident quickly spirals, resulting in the Santa being fired from his post. This story serves as a somber reminder of the impact words can have, especially when spoken by someone children look up to with such anticipation and joy. A Santa's role is to bring happiness and magic to the holiday season, not tears and disappointment. This Santa's strong hockey opinions, perhaps meant in jest, ended up costing him his role and leaving a lasting, sad memory for a young hockey fan, who after all was only rooting for his hometown team. Geez, Santa. Number 10. Not so much Father Christmas as Father... Seriously, man, what the actual F word? Norcutts Garden Centre, the UK. At the Norcutts Garden Centre in the UK in 2012, a family's festive outing turns into a bewildering and distressing experience. Wendy and Steve Kennett, along with their 3 young children, approach the mall Santa, expecting the usual cheerful exchange. What follows, however, is anything but ordinary. The children, sharing with Santa that they've been good this year, are met with a grim response. This Santa, rather than affirming their good behavior with promises of gifts, chooses to delve into the dark realities of the world. He speaks of, quote, bad people, unquote, and, quote, bad things happening, unquote, alluding to the heart-wrenching tragedy of the Sandy Hook school shooting massacre. The reference, heavy and completely out of place, confuses and frightens the children. But the unsettling encounter doesn't end there. In a bizarre turn, Santa requests the 2 little girls to leave so he can speak privately with their brother. Alone with the boy, he whispers a crushing revelation. And now, in case you're listening to Kinda Murdery with your children, which you probably shouldn't be, but just in case you are, spoiler alert, skip ahead. For this was the crushing revelation. Santa told the little boy that Santa Claus isn't real. The boy unsurprisingly runs away in tears, his belief in the magic of Christmas shattered. The Kennett family, shaken by this encounter, receives a refund, and the mall Santa is promptly dismissed from his role, or as they say in England, sacked. Number 9. Drunky Claus, a Canadian mall, 2011. In 2011, a shocking incident occurred in a mall in Canada, one that would tarnish the image of the beloved Santa Claus. This mall Santa, tasked with spreading joy and cheer to the children, arrived at work in a state completely unbecoming of his role. He was blatantly drunk off his holly jolly ass. Santa's arrival was marked not by the usual merry jingles, but a disconcerting display of stumbling and slurred speech. His attempts at ho-ho-hos were less expressions of festive joy and more signs of his inebriation, causing parents' excitement to turn to concern. A kiosk worker nearby revealed a troubling truth. This was not the first time that this mall Santa had shown up intoxicated. Despite the visible signs of his condition, it would seem that hesitation and disbelief, or hope that he would clean up his act with the holiday imbibing, had prevented earlier intervention. This time, however, the situation couldn't be ignored. Security was called and action was swiftly taken. Before Drunky Claus could interact with any children, he was removed and replaced. But the story doesn't end there, because once outside the mall, he was arrested for public intoxication. Number 8. Scrooge Claus of the UK Shopping Centre, 2014. The year 2014 brought a disheartening tale from a shopping centre in the UK where a girl's anticipation for a magical Christmas moment was dashed by a callous remark from Santa himself. 9-year-old Sophie Robinson, filled with the typical excitement of a child meeting Santa, encountered a response from the jolly old elf that was anything but typical. This mall Santa, instead of welcoming Sophie with open arms, coldly told her that she was too old to visit, and that she shouldn't have come at all. How in the world is a 9-year-old too old to visit Santa? It begs belief. These harsh words from Father Christmas, so out of place in the season of joy and giving, left Sophie in tears, her festive spirit crushed. The shopping center's initial attempt to smooth over the incident, offering Sophie's mother a £20 gift card, was out of step with the emotional toll the encounter took on the young girl. However, as word of this unkind Santa's behavior spread, a wave of support followed. Sophie was invited back for a redo, and this time promised a Santa experience filled with the Christmas magic she deserved. The shopping center also issued an official apology, recognizing the need to restore the joy and wonder that Santa is meant to represent. This story serves as a poignant reminder that the spirit of Christmas extends beyond age, and that every child deserves to experience the magic and warmth of the holiday season without judgment or scorn. I'd like to think that this holiday grace extends even to a man-child like yours truly. Alright, these next two I'm going to group together. These are numbers 7 and 6, and I'm going to blast through them a little bit because they are awful, and I'm just calling them a horrific betrayal of trust, numbers 1 and 2. In the midst of the festive season of 2015, Raleigh, North Carolina witnessed a chilling scandal that shook the community. Leander Dewey Jones, a 63-year-old mall Santa, was at the heart of this disquieting, to say the least, event. Known for bringing joy and laughter as Santa, his true nature was sinisterly masked behind the jovial red suit. I imagine you guys know where this is going, and it is just gross. The alarming truth surfaced unexpectedly. Jones had taken his computer for repairs, a seemingly mundane act that led to a horrifying revelation. The repair technicians discovered something utterly appalling on his device: images of child pornography depicting children younger than 10. Oh God. This shocking discovery led to his immediate arrest, unveiling a disturbing side of a man trusted to be the symbol of innocence and joy. Jones' involvement with the Raleigh Triangle Santa Buddies, an organization dedicated to spreading Christmas cheer, cast a shadow over its noble intentions. His role as a children's entertainer, often appearing as a pirate or a magician at kids' birthday parties, adds a twisted irony to the narrative. Police even found a small pen camera hidden in his bathroom. Holy hell, this guy is the worst mall Santa ever. If this was truly a worst ranking, he would obviously be number 1. Let's move on to the next extra terrible mall Santa, and then we'll get back to the ones that are perhaps a little more entertaining. Number 6, A Horrible Betrayal of Trust Part 2, Quebec, Canada, 2013. 78-year-old former mall Santa Lawrence Doris awaited trial for 6 child sexual assault charges. He had previously worked at the Les Promenades de something I can't pronounce at all, La Tauis, maybe, in Quebec, and was facing charges for the sexual assault of 5 victims aged 9 to 15, oh God, between 2012 and 2013. One of those charges was related to a claim that Doris had even touched a child inappropriately while they were sitting on his lap in Santa's chair in the mall. Police, however, claimed his pedophile activities were not related to his occupation as a mall Santa. Doris was released on bail while awaiting trial. Alright, number 5. The Crazy Chris Kringle of Woodland Hills, California, 1999. The Woodland Hills shopping mall in California back in 1999 became the unlikely stage for a Santa Claus meltdown that would go down in local lore. This wasn't just an ordinary day in the festive season, it was the day Santa lost his cool in a most unforgettable manner. The incident involved Kelly Fornatoro, a new mom who had brought her 19-month-old son for the cherished Christmas ritual, a photo with Santa. However, this Santa was far from the embodiment of holiday spirit. When the baby began to cry, as babies often do, this Santa snapped. His reaction was not one of comfort or patience, but of anger and accusation. His words to Fornatoro were cutting and cruel. He said, "Was it worth it? Was it worth it for you to torture your child for a picture? You must be an evil person," unquote. Such harsh judgment, coming from a figure meant to symbolize kindness and goodwill, left onlookers in shock. As the situation escalated, Fornatoro's threat to report him seemed to trigger a bizarre defense. He claimed to be the real Santa Claus, the quote, best person in the world, unquote, before proceeding to rip off his costume and beard in a dramatic outburst. Security had to intervene, escorting the irate Santa away as bewildered shoppers gawped at the spectacle. This Santa's identity remained a mystery as both the mall and his employing company chose not to release his name. The incident, however, left a stain on the holiday experience at Woodland Hills, turning a moment of expected joy into a tale of an explosive Claus, a crazy Kris Kringle, if you will, whose meltdown became a legendary story of how even Santa can have a very bad day. Number 4. Remember the context, Claus. The partisan Santa of Seminole Town Center, Florida. In 2016, the Seminole Town Center in Sanford, Florida became the backdrop for a politically charged incident involving an unconventional mall Santa. This Santa, whose identity remained undisclosed, veered off the traditional path of jolliness and neutrality, wading into political commentary in an unexpected setting. During a routine Santa visit, a little girl perched on Santa's lap was told she was on his nice list. However, the conversation took a surprising turn when Santa posed a question about his naughty list. He asked the little girl, "Do you know who's on my naughty list, little girl?" Ho, ho, ho. The girl, innocent and curious, admitted that she didn't know who might be on it. Santa's response? "Well, Hillary Clinton, of course. Ho, ho, ho." The offhand political comment, though perhaps meant in jest, was not received lightly. The girl's mother, concerned about the inappropriate nature of the remark, lodged a complaint. The mall's response was swift. The Santa was replaced and sent to Human Resources for counseling. An apology was also extended to the mother. This incident highlights the importance of maintaining a neutral and welcoming environment in settings meant for children and families. Santa, a symbol of universal joy and cheer, found himself at the center of a controversy for bringing partisan politics into a place where the magic of the season should have been the only focus. That said, I think Santa would be hard-pressed to find a politician, any politician, yes, Hillary Clinton included, who didn't belong on the naughty list. Number 3. The Exclusionary Clause of Orange County, California, 2014. Exclusionary clause sounds like something in an employment contract, but we're going to go with it. The holiday season of 2014 at an Orange County mall in California witnessed a disheartening episode, one that deviated starkly from the spirit of inclusivity and from the spirit of holiday joy. A 7-year-old autistic girl, ABCDE Santos, pronounced Obsudi. Okay, now, I would never mock a mentally divergent child, but I just have to point out that factually, not mockingly, yes, you heard that correctly. The girl's name, which is Obsidi, is spelled A-B-C-D-E, as in the first 5 letters of the alphabet in a row, which is unexpected. Anyhow, back to the story. A 7-year-old autistic girl named Obsidi Santos faced an unexpected and hurtful rejection from the mall Santa, a figure meant to embody kindness and acceptance. Obsidi, accompanied by her loyal service dog, a pit bull named Pupcake, had waited patiently in line for 30 minutes, anticipating a joyful encounter with Santa Claus. But instead of a warm welcome, they were met with cold dismissal. The Santa cited an allergy to dogs as the reason for turning them away. The family's explanation that Pupcake was a service dog and legally allowed to be there did not sway this Santa Claus, who remained adamant in his refusal. The incident sparked immediate action from the mall. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, they replaced the Santa and issued an official apology on their Facebook page. In a bid to rectify the distress caused, the shops at Mission Viejo extended an invitation for Obsidi for a special Santa experience, hoping to salvage the joy of the season for the young girl who had left in tears. Number 2. The Sour Santa of South Portland, Maine, 2012. The holiday season of 2012 in South Portland, Maine was soured by a mall Santa whose demeanor was anything but merry. Parents and children who visited this Santa were expecting warmth and joy, but were instead met with rudeness and grumpiness. This Santa's lack of holiday spirit was startlingly apparent. He refused to let children sit on his lap and even scoffed at their wishes. One particular incident encapsulates his unsuitability for the role. A child's request for an American Girl doll was met with derision, as Santa told her she'd get a, quote, American football, unquote, instead. These interactions, far from the comforting and jolly nature of Santa Claus, led to a wave of discontent among the parents and children. Their shared experiences on social media caught the attention of the news, amplifying the call for action. Facing a growing backlash, the mall management decided to relieve the Grumpy Claus of his duties, replacing him with someone who could better embody the spirit of Christmas. And we've made it to number 1, Combative Claus of the UK, otherwise known as Fightin' Santa Rush. In a shocking turn of events, a mall Santa in the UK named Gary Rush found himself in a personal feud during his Santa duty. The confrontation began when Rush's former father-in-law, Eugene Henning, entered the mall. Rather than maintaining his composure as Santa, Rush let personal grievances take over. Gary Rush demanded that Henning leave the mall, and it escalated into a physical altercation, shocking the families and children waiting in line. The image of Santa, usually associated with kindness and peace, was shattered as Rush attacked Henning in a fit of anger. So, Santa, in a rage, chucks the kid off his lap, jumps out of his chair, and goes and starts beating the crap out of his former father-in-law in front of everyone during the holidays. That is pretty epic. And that is number 1. Rageaholic Fightin' Claus from the UK. Hey everyone, I just wanted to say thank you so much for listening to Kinda Murdery every Thursday and Sunday as you do, and supporting the show this year. I really appreciate all of you. Because Sunday is actual Christmas Eve and I have family in town, it will probably be a Kinda Murdery classic episode, so I wanted to take this moment just to say thank you. Thank you so much for listening, for supporting me, for helping to bring fulfillment and meaning to my daily endeavors. I really do appreciate you all. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I do also want to take a moment to remind you, in case you're having a hard time this holiday, of the free 3-digit lifeline number, 988, that you can call anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's free to receive immediate counseling for substance use, mental health, or suicidal thoughts. So if you find yourself in a dark place, please do remember 988. And please do remember that you are loved and the world is a better place with you in it. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed Bad Santas. I hope you're on the nice list, and I hope there's a good Santa in your life. I'm Zevon Odelberg, and this has been Kinda Murdery.
If you like the show, please subscribe, review, and tell your friends. You can find us on social media at Kinda Murdery or email at kindamurdery@gmail.com.